Woxic run around. It's also a good map for Poison, but with, again, no game tape here for Complexity to work off of, who knows what happens on DUST2?
I want to say it's also a good map for Ricky Camaro.
Oh,
here.
that's true.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Flopster.
And Easy Tag.
Oh my god. This could be happening. Cloud9's DUST2 debut. Ooh.
GG.
Mezzi starts it off. Settle down, Landers.
Sometimes I like being Twitch chat just for a second.
It's freeing, isn't it? Let's see if Blame F off of the flash can line some bodies up. Kinda eats a flash himself. And that frag grenade does a good job of softening up some of the opponents. But when I say some, I don't mean all, because there are many members of Cloud9 still up here. Another frag grenade comes through. Config eventually gonna line up a headshot. And he was wonderful on Mirage. Alex coming with that late lurk through the catwalk should put an end to this, but he starts missing some Glock shots. Rush is going to be in for the clutch. Oh my god, he could win this, but he goes up and over. Now trying to dodge, it's not nearly enough. Rush onto the bomb. Will have time for the defuse. Alex just pirouetting through the sky.
Oh my god, trying to reload. Yeah, running out there. Rush will clutch it out. Very nice. Last bullet on our man at the barrels.
Literally,
was it 4 kills?
Had 0 bullets left in his gun.
2.
Watch this. Watch the ammo.
Oh.
Oh, never. Oh, sorry. It's nice.
It's switched out, yeah. But last bullet on 3rd kill.
Yeah.
So that's pretty nuts.
Went over the top of the box before he finished his reload. That could have spelled disaster.
That's a tough round to lose your Cloud9. They had everything going for them. They made so much progress so quickly. They'll try to run it out long this time around. Quick entry from turnaround from Tag. Trade here both ways. 4-3 up for Cloud9, though. This is coming off of a round win for Complexity. They're on the back foot. Poison will try to get out of dodge. JKS finds a kill somewhere at mid, and they let Poison escape.
Barely.
They cannot let Poison seep through the map. Holding on to long control. No scout in play for Complexity. This would make this round a lot scarier. What on earth? Woxic will go ahead, pick up the AK. And Mezzi will stay back in the pit. They'll go back and clear things out. Dangerous game to play, of course. Someone could be at tire. Someone could be in spawn. Someone could be in suicide. They have to go back and get so much information. But since there's nobody here, they will be rewarded. Walking up Cat could be the play to win them back this round. Again, all of these risks being taken. This is actually such a brave move by Cloud9. Now, of course, we can see that they're pretty safe in this endeavor.
Hold the sound.
But yeah, okay, Poison's not going to assume.
What?
Wait.
He's running.
They're
going to turn around. What? But they're not going to turn around.
Is that? How could they not hear Poison? How could there have been... How? Like the gun drop at mid, the running so early on. They started firing, but that's a shocker. Either way, Mezzi, okay, he's done too. Poison will take them all out. And I mean, it's not weird that Poison makes noise. There's no way he thinks they're walking up Cat in this spot after they just had 3 on long control. Just surprising they didn't hear him.
Jumps even. I mean, trying to trade it up on the site. Config had like the worst weapon to deal with that. He was playing MP9 inside of the A site versus Galil, AK, and a Scout. So, yeah, I'm kind of content that Poison can get into position because he had the heavier firepower. Pushes Cloud9 onto just pistols. If they had stopped Poison on that push-up catwalk, then suddenly the world is their oyster. Could have allowed for the long player to really squeeze Config off of the site. But that is not the way the cookie crumbles. Double flash on Tag. 5 players clumped up on catwalk. Poison's back on ramp. Blame F and CT spawn. And Rush at the depths of long. So, gonna have to see if Poison can handle the heat here. He does have the best weapon of everybody on Complexity, and that frag grenade could actually just soften everybody up.
Money grenade. Oh, he won't throw it, actually. It looks like Poison will just have to fight. They're going to run across. He's going to try not to get too distracted. Really great control of the spray to get that opening kill. The flash, the nade to coalesce for some great damage. Jumping UMP, excuse me, will actually deny the plant, and he'll maybe even get the last kill as well.
Blame
That
F.
is an orchestra of pressure put on by Complexity, rewarded every single turn. Nicely done and well handled by both Poison and Blame F. When Esatag came onto the team, he had to replace Zipix, and Zipix, one of the best DUST2 players in some games, their most important feature on DUST2 when it comes to playing mid to B. I did an extraordinary job of just fitting in really quickly. We'll see more of what will happen in this roster in the second half.
Completely blinded on his exit. Config not going to take the chance of peeking through doors, just welcoming them inwards. Blame F comes down from spawn a little bit. This is the same A setup that we saw last round, but zero contest on catwalk. Instead, Esatag, he's going to be the front man, and a smoke grenade's going to give him a little bit of space here to really try and push into the B site. Time to see what JKS and Config can deliver. Blame F gets one and done, and Config with JKS both empty-handed on this B site. Esatag going to lay down damage through the smoke as well, so Cloud9 going from B to the scoreboard. Bomb plant for Woxic, and the last two members here for Complexity going to save.
That's it. They'll have to call it quits. A nice fast execute into B. That is the name of the game. Try to get damage on the players crossing mid. Picking which side you're on, as you see on the mini-map, our CT, which side of mid you're on can really dictate the outcome of the round. If you have to get flashed through mid and just go for a crazy play for a one kill in information, you're coming in from to stop the mid to B. If you're on the other side, you might be overstacking with your two teammates and ready for more of a mid to B setup. Of course, if you know it's going to be a mid to B, you're oftentimes going to be, you choose to be stacked over on the left side, but you still got to win rounds in certain situations where you're more of a 3-2 setup. They couldn't pull it off this time. The entries are there. Blame F does his damnedest to pull off that roll a little bit, but too many other players die. JKS is a bit frustrated, as well as Blame F about the whole situation. And it's been a costly couple of rounds here for Complexity. They'll still put the op in the hands of Poison, which is quite important. And the only real concession is MP9 on JKS.
Yeah, he prioritizes the utility.
Oh, but if it's a fast B play potentially, it's a dangerous spot. Yeah, he'll get the opening kill, but they'll see that op and move off it.
Flash goes above. JKS, nothing with the SMG, but Config looking to anchor here behind the tall box. He's going to extinguish the fire at his feet. Wide peek, in with another kill, but it's Woxic to lay it down. Blame F through the windowsill. Now Woxic's got this op up, and he has two players already right on the other side of this door. A third man in rush wraps around tunnels pretty quickly, and Woxic's follow-up smoke. What's his play here? He's got more utility to work with, anticipating this eventual flank. It's all about killing Rush. If he can do that, then the round is suddenly open. He's peeking into it, and Rush takes his head off. We've got Complexity right back on the board.
Absolutely surgical peaks here coming out on both sides. Really sick stuff. I mean, this is, first of all, maybe the most important. Alex barreling down mid, but then Config, look how quick he is with the bursts. Stays alive, some support grenades coming out behind him, which is really important. And then Blame F, that one kill on the double stack by the B entrance is everything. Cloud9 fail on the B hit. It was definitely the correct play considering where Poison's position was, but it doesn't work out, and they're forced to save. That's also an opportunity where Woxic maybe could have killed Config, but
he was late. He was late to buy. I don't know if you noticed that, but he bought late and then goes for the mid peak. Config's already been sat there for like a second and a half.
True.
So a little delayed out the gate. If you're going to come at Config, you better not miss.
The quietest it's been so far. And these days getting sent to throw the hinge smoke is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. It's up there with king crab fishing. Throwing the hinge smoke on T-side DUST2. People are setting up just to spam you through the right side of the door.
Is it the crabs that make it dangerous?
I think it's the weather.
Oh.
You have to go to the deep sea.
Okay.
And it's like in the winter.
I say, how big are these damn crabs?
The crabs are, they just leave the cages down there at the bottom. But I think it's the weather.
Two players out through the mid doors. Smoke grenade again to try and cut off the spawn. JKS peppering through it. Blame F gonna go peeking around the doorway, but Mezzi's deagle good for the first shot. JKS will come in with one, and Config, he just slipped down beneath it. Mezzi able to kill him, and Alex, perfect timing, gets turned on by Poison. It's a 2 versus 2 with the bomb planted at B. Mezzi, is he gonna peek? That would have been a risk, but also could have been a reward.
I was gonna ask, does this boy op? He'll get back to K-Sharp right in time, actually. Will the flash come out? It does. Does he pop up is the question. He's looking for it. Oh, and he'll punish Rush. Poison, 1v2 situation, half HP, perfect flash lens in the door, lasts the full 4 seconds or so. He'll fall back off this and escape. That's it. Another round earned here from Cloud9. What was that, Mezzi's entry?
Mezzi through the windowsill, getting, I think, past JKS. Or was it Config? Whoever was underneath the windowsill.
They're missing something to delay for the pushes. It's supposed to be a little bit more scary for the T's to come out mid and close that gap between the window and the mid double doors. But it looks like every single time Cloud9 have made so much progress to the window, the player in the back of the site is getting punished and not having tons of support.
Yep. JKS kind of threw the CT smoke, right? That's all they had to try and delay it. Didn't pan out. We've got a timeout called from Complexity.
This is going to be a really good match. You can already see it. This, I mean, this would be the perfect, these would be the perfect 2 teams to have a rivalry based on just the marketing alone, right? Just the marketing alone makes it amazing, and it looks like they're kind of a really good matchup for each other. And for an establishing best of 3, couldn't ask for a better go of it. Still a slight lead here for Complexity, but Cloud9 winning the last 2 rounds.
How is this a close?
Oh man, some hybrid of, that was like Waluigi, I think.
Yeah, it's the one I'm most like.
It's me, I'm built different. I'm built like Waluigi.
Walks it, gonna go for that long peek, eats the flashbang, and does not hit the mark. It's actually dropped to 63 HP because of the grenades. And, well, that's gonna leave him at half health.
How is Poison's spot here? They're, like, he's holding on to this angle. There's a player top mid, yeah, they're trying to flash him in, but the perfect turn away, doesn't expose his head at all. He's just trying to escape at this point. Oh my goodness, he's actually maybe looking, oh, nice tag!
Yeah,
That's
easy
a big
tag.
Bang, yeah. Easy tag.
Poison's gonna get boosted up. He wants the second servings. Alex's head on full display.
Pure confidence.
Damn, man.
Look how close Rush is getting up. Let's see if he crosses left side door. Player up behind him as well. No noise being made. Cloud9 are getting called out. It's all brought to you in part by Poison.
Config in a very good supportive position in the off chance Rush gets wrecked.
So here I think Mezzi actually is going to slow down the lurk a lot because they've got a majority coming up cat. He will maybe come into play if they don't get the opening kill. Okay. If not, he can really take his time.
Poison, he's going to have to be quick. Hits Woxic through the side of the wall, and Config on the fallback. That primes Rush to catch Mezzi by surprise. Floppy will deliver something, and Config, he could go get that gun, but he tries to slow them down first and foremost. Rush has got it. Rush gonna give cover. Floppy's dead. Estetag, 50 HP, comes off of the bomb plant. Players jumping all around him. Rush burning him to a crisp. And the buy from Complexity, it wasn't the best, but it works out in the end.
This is all about the no hesitation, no respect maneuvers by Poison. First of all, that wall, that's the salience in the wall bang. To know exactly where that player is going to be is as if there was no cat ledge there, basically. And then the boost up to get the second player, just pure value on these plays.
Poor
It's
Alex.
like he told him, okay, you can stand up now, just to shoot him in the face.
And that one peeks into 3 players, one with nades, I believe, but he was being held.
That round only gets activated if Poison gets shut down, and they could not pull that off.
They're going to come in with the buy, Cloud9.
You don't want to get, if you're Cloud9, you don't want to get caught in a position where your only trick is going B because it's not something you're going to be able to pull off all the time. So looking towards long now.
Mac 10.
Mac 10 to come out, yeah. And he'll cross to blue. He's alone. So they can actually put some pressure here. He's going to try to fall out of it. And
Works.
the key is actually for him to fall out and them for not know. So he keeps their attention, right? It's a honeypot trap to hold the CTs in place for a bit.
All the while, the other 4 players from Cloud9, I mean, they could just be justifying this B hit yet again.
Rush is clearing it out.
Poison trying to find something in CT, but we've talked about how they need something to slow down the mid play. Smoke grenade certainly not going to help. It's a wild spray down, just basic desperation. Over on the car is JKS. He can't deliver more than one. Config back on plat, hits the first shot. Smoke towards tunnel, but Mezzy takes his head off. And Alex, well, he's just able to sit here on the catwalk, waiting for Rush to walk into his web. He's down here by the double doors. Audio cue given away. But Alex, this isn't an easy shot. Not at all.
Oh my god.
Oh my, yeah, now Rush turns back around, and now a man advantage. It is AKs for the remaining 2 members of Cloud9. They're gonna try to hold on to their post plant. Flashbang comes over the top. S-Attack, good for the first kill. A second, and now it's Mezzy with another clutch for Cloud9.
The closer. Mezzy puts it together. S-Attack, great spray on 2. Alex definitely makes a mistake there, not finishing his food while it was in front of him. That was a bit of a risk. Maybe wanted to set it up to delay, line up 2, maybe walk out mid afterwards, but if he got it, it probably would have been over a little bit sooner. Either way, what's done is done. S-Attack, again, needs to pull out the spam. Get the continuation spray into 2. And another frustrating loss inside the B site here for Complexity. Cloud9 lock it up again. And this is, again, all based on this opening play by Alex to just be the renegade, take a bunch of damage, jump out to blue, escape, throw a smoke down, attract the attention of the CTs, delay those rotations, create some paranoia, and just to open up just an extra little bit of time for Cloud9 to get out of mid safely.
Complexity coming in with a broken buy. Ump and an MP5. Scout, single M4. They're going to try and hold off on long. Look at this. Cloud9 just going to barrel right through it. AK on the helm. Rush, an MP5, not the best of guns, but at least it's silent. He does substantial damage. Deagle's in. Everything's going well for Complexity. An utter shutdown on long. They close the distance, use the SMGs to the advantage, and now they hang on to bomb. But Woxic, he catches a player out in middle, and Floppy, wallbang through the boxes.
Oh my god. I mean, that's what they needed, but with the bomb under the surveillance of the CTs, is there any way back in the round? There's enough time to find these kills. It does get a little bit nerve-wracking if you're on the CT side to be sitting in these positions knowing you can't push any farther. But it's equally as difficult for the Ts on these angles to manufacture the kills without getting traded. It'll come down a lot to Floppy, as we can see. 2 CTs facing forward against Woxic. Unless some giant mistake is made here, you'd be hard-pressed to believe he can actually make something happen. But Floppy's coming back with them. They've got sparse utility. Oh my goodness! Woxic through the wall. That's smoke. It's going to run out soon. How much utility do they have left to throw? They maybe picked up a little bit. 2 flashbangs.
And another smoke as well if they just want to underhand it into the open. Flash is going through the door. It's all on Floppy. He's going to run out blinded. It's JKS to get the first, and Rush will take the second.
Felt like a close call just because that wall. What was that? God damn. This is just a really strong setup from Complexity, doing so much work here.
Damn.
Yeah, they made this way too difficult.
I love that they play the smoke as if there's nobody in it, you know, trying to play those mind games.
Yeah.
But Woxic, I mean, he does not fall for your trickery.
Hindsight is 20/20, but I feel like approaching that retake from the other side is a little bit easier. Like approaching it while having a sight coming in from long. But of course, you've got to fight into pit, so maybe not. Okay, tag timeout is called by Complexity now that they've gotten guns a little bit maybe earlier than they expected. And as for Cloud9, they're just investing very heavily. Everything they've got. How will Cloud9 read the situation? I mean, I feel like it's just going to be another situation where they're going to try to end B. I feel like that's, you know, everybody and their mama's got a mid to B execute, and especially on the 4 spy / eco rounds. But No, maybe not. They're throwing some utility out towards long. Okay,
Could have been worse.
Grenade, yeah. Focus here on Cat this time, it looks like.
Pretty open for the taking. JKS, he's going to get close underneath the ledge. Poison, despite being blind, lands a first shot and a second. JKS in with the double, and it goes incredibly well for Complexity.
Yeah, they've been pretty solid at stopping anything that has to do with Cat. Doing such a great job from Game Helper is JKS along with Poison in tandem, putting together all these kills. Very nicely handled, and that is it takes the wind right out of Cloud9 sails. They don't have any money. I feel like economically we'd have to look into this more, but in a round like that you should not be forcing down to 0. I think it depends, I guess, where their loss bonus is at, but it's even going to put strain on their next buy round, I feel like, to be in that situation.
Making money. Ooh. Config triple with the MP9, bomb carrier included. Alex and Mezzi, all that's left over here, and they've got nothing but Glocks. Config sticks around. How about an ace? Come on. Finds it in the end. Easy anti-eco. That's Complexity with their 8th round, just shutting down the tunnels.
Well handled. Well handled. Lots of money made. Really turning up the tempo a little bit. Now I feel like Cloud9 have a few options on this buy. It's you get basically everything they need. Just a little bit light in some places on utility, not terribly. And they're split up 3-2 outside long. I think they're just throwing some of their regular grenades for conditioning just to keep the attention of Complexity. Again, feed into the fear that it is a full-on long hit, at least at first. Initial flash for the Cat peek just to make sure Poison isn't there. Blamev has already moved into position at mid, not boosted in spawn, but sitting close. This is the kind of time, you know, Cloud9 don't see it, but it is a decent situation to try to go up Cat. But the first duel will come down to Poison, dictate a lot of what will be possible for them in this round. They get the flash off. He falls back into spawn. Ooh, the nades missed. That could have been a very impactful one. And now Blamev, you can see he's still considering the thought that it'll be a switch up into the mid to B. But leave it to Poison to recognize when he needs some control.
Yeah. We'll see what Rush can deliver as well. Crosses to the opposite side of the double doors.
This is always a tricky spot.
Poison actually repositions again. So yes, he wants that control, but I feel like at the 30-second mark, he realizes the safety net of the bomb site. Rush could have dodged that flash. Who's going to check him?
Did he make noise? Any fast steps at all?
Ooh, gets the 3rd player in. Not able to follow up onto the other 2. This calls Poison onto long. A second from him. Alex inside of the smokes. Blaine gives him his back.
You have to be kidding me.
And as that smoke fades, Alex just walks into it, barrel stuffs Blamev up close. 7 seconds. Frag grenade goes deep. It's on the mark. Takes down Alex. We've got a clutch for a 4th round for Cloud9. 65 HP on Mezzi. Doesn't know if the CT's out. Clears it. Now knows. JKS is back on Cat, and there he gets taken down.
So composed, puts it together. What a great grenade by JKS. Maybe even a better peek, though, from Alex to get that early duel in. A nice attempt here from both Rush and Poison to lock it down in kind of the 2-man A setup, combining in their efforts. It's close all the way through. This round rests on a knife's edge at every single turn. But Cloud9 barely edge it out, finally ending a round on A successfully. Still, Complexity have basically met their quota for CT rounds in this half, are probably feeling quite good about their position currently.
Bank accounts bottomed out for Complexity, so if they want to finish this one strong...
Oh, that's a read.
Molly's on the mark. We'll see how many players decide to commit off of this. We've seen Config behind this very same box, and he does have help coming over, but Config goes down. Blame F, able to find himself just the one kill thus far, and a bit of uncertainty as to what he should risk because it's only him and Rush left.
Damn.
He leaves, grabs that AWP, and concedes a 5th to Cloud9.
Insane how that entire strategy was based on the single Molotov that lands on Hummer, where JKS is standing. His play is called out completely. He cannot sit there safely, and his teammates are trying to perform this like lobster pinch on mid by playing inside of CT, Config on the left side. They punish the fact that they're far away from JKS. Just purely called out on that position. Really frustrating way to lose a round, but a very interesting approach from Cloud9 for it to not just be a full execute with that molly coming down, but everyone running through, not really watching it. They force that awkward dance where JKS is standing, stopping, shooting, moving.
And I see where they get that info. On all of the B splits, we've seen that response from Complexity, taking those deep positions along the wall. One on Plat and one here on Humvee. Sometimes he's tucked closer corners, sometimes over on Car, but why not just take that investment? One Molotov to essentially compromise the entirety of that B hold. There was enough money for Complexity to come back with a buy. Double FAMAS, AUG, M4, and an AWP.
Oh no.
Tag, he's gonna go right through this smoke, rushes up close, can't manage either of those kills. And because there's that wall of smokes up, Blame F has to fall back to Car. But just like last round with the kill on Humvee, it's that opening frag that nets them momentum. Blame F in the corner nearly goes unchecked. He gets blinded in the process. Poison's looking to poke him, and he will find himself a kill as Alex takes down Blaine. It's low HP on Tag. It's low HP on Config. A one-man advantage holding on for Complexity, and another op shot on the money.
The quickness. Poison always gonna put it together. When you need him the most, he's clutch with it. Tag gets caught falling back. That's a 9th for Complexity. A very solid half, and Cloud9 have tested them many, many times. But they're hard-pressed to find success in these last few. I think just 1 of 5 so far. As Complexity starts to walk away with things, looking for a 10th. What is money like here for Cloud9? They'll have one final buy. Tag, the only one on a Tech 9. Everyone else has a reasonably good gun with utility.
Quick note, Alex is no armor.
Oh, okay.
But they could be working with far less. Back to where this T side found its first bouts of success. A potential B split. In the 15th round, Alex left to the corner. No armor's not a problem if your opponents never see you coming. Frag grenade could have been far worse.
Interesting. They've never actually pressed out like this. Alex looking for another kind of lurk here at mid. It's a position that gets cleared out sometimes, walk cleared, but they haven't done this enough that I think Complexity will be incredibly worried about it. Let's see how it ends up going. Trying to find the position where Config moves over, but Poison gets the opening kill. Sure to get shot in the back. Surely get shot in the back here. Blame F will take care of him.
And a second, and not the third. Woxic's gonna stop it right then and there. That's a big pickup from Floppy. Finds the head as he exits from tunnels, but Poison, he's got eyes on bomb. He needs to get a better angle so that he can keep Floppy pinned into this position, but Poison, he is standing in the open, and that could be the 2T peak. Woxic through the doors as Floppy jumps over. It's on Rush to clutch this final round. Cloud9 shooting for a 6th, and the M4 is up close. Floppy swings wide, dies. Rush toys with the idea, baits out the shot and closes. 10.
I feel like I could have said that cooler. I'm sorry. I wasn't ready for that one.
Sorry.
Let you handle the voiceover work.
Hey, we'll let them handle the gunplay. Into the second pistol we shall go. What's up? Deep smoke. That's cool. Outside long to CT smoke. Very fun. JKS challenging the window of the B site as Mezzi pops the first head. Poison is dead, and so is Config. Mezzi still alive here. Alex is going to come running over and lend a helping hand to get that bomb control here in the back pocket of Cloud9. Rush drops with the P250. We've seen some incredible P250 pistol plays as of late. zywoo. How about Rush adds his name?
Listen, there's only one major winner in the server. Just saying.
Not to mention the fact that both Mezzi and Alex are incredibly low. But Rush is under the assumption that somebody's going to move off of long to come try and flank him. Not the case, buddy. Both sitting inside the pit. That's going to be such a difficult angle. I feel like maybe that's why he's delaying it. Because he knows taking this fight into pit is such a hard task. And even if he gets the first one, will he expect the second? Not even given the damn chance. Alex takes his head off. Cloud9 find the second pistol.
Now we're talking, baby. Now we got a match. So we got the second pistol, and Complexity brought back that second half on Nuke. Now we got a bit of complexity here from Cloud9, looking strong into the second pistol. 6-10, they've got a ways to go, but now we get to learn a lot about their CT side, and I think this is where a lot of the interesting conversations have been brought up about Cloud9, is how did the CT sides fall with so many players who play the same spots? Well, this isn't a spot. He's pushing into lower. Floppy will get absolutely decimated by the, is that the Jormungandr?
No. Wait. Maybe.
Did I get a skin name right?
You might have done it.
Oh my god.
Mohan.
Wow. This is something new for me. I don't know if it was. Maybe it was. Anyways, they grabbed that.
Sounds like an Overwatch character. Jormungandr.
I'm sure I said it incorrectly. I think it's some like Icelandic snake.
It's not about the pronunciation.
Nordic
it's all about
lore.
the confidence.
Right, I didn't have either. All right, Cloud9, how are they going to bring this back? Like we saw in the first half, it was a scout that could make the difference here on the CT side, but the CTs haven't moved very much. Are they in a position to really deal with this? Okay, they throw an interesting smoke here. Ooh. Alex getting crafty. He's got the FAMAS. Can he create an opening?
Does a bit of damage, gets one, still standing as well, but can't find himself a second. Config with the AK. Complexity flexing down long despite the lesser weapons. And now all of a sudden everybody's got something to work with. So BlameF kicks it off with a floppy tunnel push. And then once they're on that man disadvantage, Cloud9 really couldn't justify holding long A. This one has to hurt. Cloud9, that was their chance at an early success story.
Yeah, they tried to get that avalanche going with the floppy push into lower tunnels. Doesn't pay off. They run the risk. And now they reap what they sow. 11-6 for Cloud9. Money's not looking too good here on the Cloud9 side. No real interesting game plan to try to bring that back in the 4v5. Kind of frozen in place like a deer in headlights, hoping that a mistake is made by Complexity. But with BlameF at the helm of the Juggernaut, you know the decisions are going to be quick and deliberate. Wow, that's 20-7 for Rush. A hell of a map from him so far coming out of the first half. And 95 ADR to follow from Poison, and his impact. I think his impact was definitely heard there in the first half. Like, absolutely dominated as the A-side opper. You have to underscore it.
Let's talk about ADR. You've got Config on 107.
Really? Three
Rush
of them
on 102.
Three of them nearly 100 or more. Wow.
Big numbers coming out of Complexity.
Colossal numbers.
Double scout and the ump. Those are the primary weapons Cloud9 are looking to work with. A little bit of a movement here from Alex. One of those two scouts trying to get behind the taxi. And, well, instead, he's the first casualty. Smoke grenade to be thrown deep from pit. BlameF just sits on the other side of the mid one.
Again, here on CT side, you've got to be fluid, you know. It's not a map you'll win, especially down a player without taking risks. when you have guns like these. Blame F, open lines of sight into CT spawn. Floppy will trade that one out. 3 to 4. Poison is within one hit. Mezzy moves up into position.
Yep.
Hearing for the cross. Will he get the spam damage in? He's putting shots down range. That's insane to get that on JKS, but it's still 2-on-3 here. They've got elbow control. The bomb can get planted default. As soon as this molly comes up, we're talking. Woxic will now look for the 1v3. They're not going to know where he is. Could he potentially get this next shot in? No. Poison will take him out. He was low on health, but it was the scout shot that had to connect.
Yeah.
6 to 12.
I mean, he did a good job of connecting the scout, but at the same time, you know, I think they hoped Floppy would have been able to survive a bit longer. He didn't have head armor, if I remember correctly, and died to the MP9 off of ramp. Mezzy just spamming while blind. That's kind of the one that cracks it open, but Complexity are doubled up over the round count of Cloud9. 12 to 6, and USPs aplenty here for the CTs. Nothing else to work with. Not a flash, not a kit, not a smoke, not a chance.
They needed the pistol and conversions just to have an opportunity to show us what they could do on CT side. They're not going to have many chances after this is over with, this full USP round. I think it's some absurd number like 99.997% of rounds are won versus, you know, full USPs, not a single thing invested. It's, unless it's versus Cloud9, basically.
4 players peeking, that's a weird one.
Ooh. Wait a second. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna have to pull up that stat in a second because now it's just down to rush and config. Again, I don't think a single flashbang was bought on this round.
Nothing.
They are pushing through into playground. This is a smart move. Heads up play by Woxic. And they're in the lower. Okay, this is a kill that could bring it back. It makes things quite interesting. But however, Woxic at the top of mid can either kill config. Oh, he will execute him on the spot. Rush. Top performer here for Complexity. Will need to dig them out. Oh, of a very difficult situation. A little bit of extra damage.
Definitely wanted to try and catch Woxic back behind him, but the Molotov, I think, tells him that Woxic's not sticking around. Rush, his smoke is still deep on CT, but he needs to cross before it fades. There's now 2 AKs on the other side, and he's not watching. Oh, just getting back around the corner. Now, Molotov's going to be thrown out to Catwalk. That blocks nothing. CT's pushing up with 0 invested in this round. They just need to finish off Rush. He's down to 62. He goes for the ramp peak. They're just a little bit ahead of him. Dodging the flash. He hits them first, but... Mezzy.
He'll find... That is nuts. They pulled that off. Okay, we're gonna need the stat. Not a single. Sometimes the rounds are won, and there's like a flashbang or one upgraded pistol.
Yeah, one flash.
But I'm pretty sure the statistics for not a single dollar invested. The absolute, like the odds of winning are so incredibly low. Well, they found a way to do it. This push off of mid.
I mean, that's just like a far superior. You know, we see it like on Old Bomb and Train. 4 USP players all stacked up in one position. Yeah. But those 2 players on Cat, 2 players down beneath, also in like each extremity of the corners.
Well, power play here by Cloud9. They defend against 13. They bring their score up to 7. Config low into this round.
What an interesting way for Cloud9 to just kind of kickstart their buy rounds. Still trailing by 5, let's be real. That's got to fire up the machine that's within the Colossus.
Man, they've got like a nasty CT side in terms of the talent here on DUST2. Floppy, a really strong B anchor. He'll be playing it with Asatag, excuse me. We saw Woxic, or saw Mezzy in the pit. And of course, you know, this is where Woxic is going to show us.
Patrolling long like this?
Yeah, this is what Woxic was built to do and paid to do.
And Alex, an intelligent anchor, just sits back here on Goose, peeks out. Perfect flashbang for him to work with. Poison trades him off of it. It's 2 CTs deep on long, so very much forfeiting this A plant. It's going to give JKS and Blame F the responsibility of locking down Cat. Floppy could decide to try and retake from there, but instead he works through his own spawn, calling Essetag into the action. Wow. And again, those two initial long players in Mezzi and Woxic going to start walking in. Woxic staying at a distance as he has this off, but Essetag also has one. Yeah, JKS, this could be big. Poison, whoa, nice flick. JKS takes him down in the head. Poison pops back up and body bags Floppy. Woxic's the third one to fall. An incredible play from Poison.
Jesus. Kodak moment after Kodak moment from Poison. An absolutely devastating round to lose after the entries go so well. Look at that one. Obtuse flick. Oh my goodness gracious. That is ridiculous. Whips back faster than he flicked forward. A complete monster.
Already a near casualty for Cloud9. Essetag going through a bit of punishment on that long corner. He throws his M4 into the hands of Alex immediately, and then Woxic takes further damage. So we're talking 3 of the 5 for Cloud9, heavily hit. M4 trades hands again. It's a tear and share type situation. Mezzi, what can he add to this? There are weak points on this map right now in both middle and long A. And Floppy, he may be a great B-side anchor, but he's working on his own, and he only has the deagle. 4 players grouped up and about to hit him. Woxic has that scout now in the back of the bomb site, playing underneath the windowsill, and he gets the headshot immediately. Floppy's position, it's already paying off. No trade frag until now. Another one, and Floppy does it all. 3 kills from the top of the box. Cloud9 bounce back.
Break a sweat. Floppy stands tall. That's crazy. Woxic, that opening kill too. How did he even manage that? It looked like he fell out of the window, came back in and punctured the first player in. That's nasty. I mean, the way this is going, it's still going to favor Complexity. They could trade back and forth. Complexity would be happy to do so. More expensive habits here on the CT side. Cloud9 looking for subsequent rounds.
Alex, early headshot.
Looking like the better team.
They're trying to fade back away from that heavy engagement in terms of numbers, but the weapons aren't here for Complexity.
Winning versus an eco would be a good start. Shades of Nuke here as both teams are just flubbing.
Right back to it. Alex committed to the car. Woxic giving cover on the op. Everybody's still full HP for Cloud9 as well. So, I mean, at this distance, they have an absolute edge. Alex just laying down the law.
All 4 on the kill feed at once. Alex is pissed. He's been making plays. He's playing kind of that Tarek role on the A site, right? Pushing him, being scrappy when they need him to be. This is what was thought of as missing for the roster in general. With so many careful and patient players, somebody who can be a bit more scrappy, who can take a few more risks, who can peek when they need him to peek and push when they need him to push. Pull off these kind of micro lurks and different rounds. Doing great so far on the CT side, but again, as soon as we get back to guns, it feels like Complexity. They definitely are the stronger roster at the moment, and Cloud9, if they continue to just trade blow for blow, they won't get by on winning on pistols.
Woxic gives cover with the op. He's good for 2. A potential third as these Glocks just fizzle out. Never meant to do too much. Nobody's surprised with this one. Cloud9 to 10.
At the very minimum, now they walk away with a dignified scoreline into the double digits. Still quite a hill to climb, and you've got to have a short memory to get you through this game, because there's a lot of frustration when we look back on rounds from both teams in all maps where mistakes were made. But nothing else matters now. The only thing anybody will talk about is these last few. This will be about who makes less mistakes. surely, if Complexity win, it'll come a lot down to Poison and his T-side opping. He has been absolutely fantastic.
But he doesn't have one this round.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Is he going to pop a smoke? And this kind of turns Complexity's attention to the top of middle. A lot of space being given over to Complexity. I mean, if they were to go for the B split, exactly what punished them. When Cloud9 started to have that T-side success, it was the B splits.
You know what's so scary, though, about Floppy? Just like he was on A ramp on Mirage, he's so good at playing close to these choke points, open to these engagements, happy to fight, getting the info early. He's literally just peeking in the doorway the whole time. It looks like there might be a fake to be here. One player coming off of Cat. Config left on his own. Instant headshot into Alex.
That helps.
This will throw the CT side into
a bit of a spiral.
Jesus.
Config's got himself another, but Esatag laying down the law in mid. 30 seconds left. We've got separate 1v1s. JKS is walking out onto the B site. Config hones in on the spawn, gets his kill. Woxic looking the wrong direction, dies to JKS.
Oh my God.
And Complexity squeeze Cloud9 for a 14th round.
Oh my God, that was close. Config, absolute precision to kill the player Alex sitting at Goose off the corner of a smoke. You could barely see him on our screen. This man has cat eyes to be able to pull that one out, and the headshot on Mezzi, punishing the rotator. Esatag didn't need to pull out his flash here. Here's a spot where Woxic could have got a kill. That was such a close round, but Complexity do it. As you mentioned, that's without Poison opping.
Double snipers for the Cloud9 side. Big push out long. This could be it. Mezzi, he's got a back turn, but there's players on the other side. It's a quick trade from JKS. Alex one and done. Config is still standing. And two of the remaining members, both on ops for Cloud9, back on this A site. And Complexity are going to peel off of it. Blame F's been in tunnels this entire time.
You have to love how Complexity keeping their options wide open here, maintaining this tunnels presence, allowing them to rotate back when they need to. Makes it scary for C9 to try to rotate to get back information.
If Woxic can't find a kill through the double doors and Floppy goes down, this B site's going to get planted on. Esatag, there's no way he could really justify the retake. Cloud9.
See, Woxic is not being shy here at mid.
Yeah.
He's actually starting to rotate over to try to help out Floppy. Floppy, slight transition. Potentially would be in an awkward spot. Will take a lot of damage. It's susceptible to anything now.
Throws his flash and goes down empty-handed, but Woxic, he cuts off the one player who had managed the cross.
No smoke?
As long as he stays scoped in, he just needs to hit it. JKS missing the jump. They both hit him! And now Blame F's gonna have to clutch versus the two oppers. Fake plant, wide swing, doesn't mean anything. Cloud9 to an 11th. The snipers coming up big.
The absolute tag team. Both of the shots were absolutely imperative. Hand him off. Oh my God.
That's so sick.
Communicating through telepathy. That is unbelievable. And then Blame F. He pulls off the fake plant. Gets Woxic to come on in.
And Complexity spiraling back down to the pistols.
Jesus.
It looks like they're just going to try something desperate here. I was thinking maybe a B rush. We've got Cloud9 with 3 members over towards this B site early. If they can best Alex, then it's a straight up challenge on site. He sits behind boxes, catches the first one off. It's just a complete killing field here inside of middle. The pistols from Complexity were a key piece to the loss on Nuke. And this time around, they are struggling to pull off those Hail Marys when it comes to this second half. Cloud9 within spitting distance. 2 rounds the difference.
This is a confident read for Alex. Again, you've got to pick your spot, playing right or left side of the door. Vision down middle for the T's. Really scary from rotating, so sometimes you've got to commit. Use utility to get back and forth. And he makes the right read. 4 lean over towards A.
Wow.
No decision made here for Complexity just yet. The waning moments of the series, and it's 12-14, but again, with just the amount of rounds being won with low utility buy, low weapon buys, it's just no telling what's going to happen.
Cloud9 so mobile in their setups. From the 3B lean last round into the 4 early A, just in case we got another one of those long hits.
This is interesting. Are they putting... This is, well, they've left Floppy over on long A this time around. Instead of having him rotate out, Esatag is pushing. He is opping too. Didn't even notice that. JKS pressed up, face against the glass here, but not willing to open the door into the shop. And Esatag, will he be the one to peek?
Oh, he's got 4 players ahead of him in a moment.
They're going to walk up now. This is a chance.
It's a first challenge made easy. Poison, oh, a little bit off the mark. Config trades, but it's a 2K and a lineup for Alex. Another double coming in for Cloud9. Blame F, he's all that's left, and he's fallen to 39 health. Mezzy to the top of middle, gets it. Cloud9 one away, and Complexity have secured nothing yet.
Oh my God.
They are back to measly pistols.
Jesus. Is this going to be 14-14? It seems like it. Esatag, incredible composure to hit the second shot. Fall back out of it, and Alex on the cleanup crew again, being pivotal in all these CT rounds. Everybody is contributing. No question. An atypical setup here. And that's just the experience, I think, of Alex to be able to call stuff like that instead of just doing what they've been doing, to change it up in a way that's necessary. But again, not out of the woods. Cloud Complexity are dangerous on every single round. Mezzy here trying to anchor long. We'll get the first shot off, but a 1-for-1 trade, is that enough? That's the question. They'll hand over a gun, and Alex will push up. Dangerous spot here.
Oof, but BlameF's not dead. He could back up and find a different angle. Floppy's gonna try to catch him. It's actually Esatag through the doorways. Now Woxic, he just saw a lot of players trying to aggress up on long. Smoke grenades cover the cross. Now they're within that range of lethality with just their pistols, but Woxic delivering. Poison can't keep it going. Cloud9 tie this game at 14 rounds apiece.
14-14. Oh my God, it's time to let the glizzy fly. Both teams, whatever you had in the back pocket, it's time to whip it out. Give them the business.
Trading blows, battered, bruised, and bloodied. Somebody's taking a 15th at the end of this one, and Woxic starts off at 13 health because Poison hits him through the double doors. BlameF's gonna take it down to mid. Again, we get the 3-man B lean. But it's not an op on the backside. Instead, Woxic in a high-pressure position because remember, he is so low.
That was
right from the get-go.
An instant pick right there. Fell off. Whoa. Oh, shoot. Did you mention that? Mentioned Mezzy's, yeah, up here in the long doors.
Esatag.
Such a strong spot.
Dude, he's got to get something.
He's not peeking off a flash, so it's just the timing. Molly will come out. Let's see if he overstays his welcome. He'll get tagged. That'll let him know that there was an op in place there. But again, this 3B setup, and honestly, Complexity have faked off this. So they're going to do that play where they had alert come up cat. That's the question. Cloud9 are not in a position to rotate, and it looks like the forces are starting to draw back into B. Is this the read from Alex? Mezzy has long control. They're feeling confident. The play is coming towards them, but look at Cloud9. They're starting to leave their sight.
Yep.
Pulling the goal a little bit.
Perfect flash.
Mid. Oh my God.
Alex almost gets Floppy a double, but he then puts his barrel to the side of the smoke. BlameF's gonna exit. Alex holds it. Woxic on the B site dies out to Poison. He has been impeccable at times, but this is looking like Cloud9 with a 15th round. He's gonna tap that bomb. Alex already through the doorway, waits for no man. And Cloud9 with 5 rounds in a row, not a single retake needed. Have a single round left now to close this BO3.
They doubted Alex's reads, his ability to IGL after being so out of the game for so long. And look at him tracking every single play. How are they supposed to expect someone to flash through the smoke to peek middle and for a second player to be there? That was a free route. Cloud9 on fire off of that round. In position now to take this game. Low guns for Complexity, and they're moving quickly. They're going to rush. The B split.
He's going to go right through this. It's a great flashbang. 2 players blind. Wild spray. Esatag's able to maintain. Floppy, he's trying to lend a hand, but it's Esatag with both. And Alex shuts down the mid play. Oh my God! The juggernaut.